Hello, and welcome to Rock Your Block, where we outreach and highlight community impact. I'm your host, Larry Laws. On today's segment of First Home Alliance, our special guest is a native of Camden, Arkansas, currently residing in Woodbridge, Virginia. He's a retired U.S. Marine veteran with 30 plus years of serving the military community. He works as a program analyst, providing logistics and program support for soldiers at Fort Belvoir. He obtained a master's degree in business management from California Coast University and has a bachelor's degree in supply chain management. He's a certified project manager professional and is currently serving on the board of directors for several nonprofit organizations. Please welcome to our show, Mr. Richard Buffington.
Thank you.
Hey, Ricky.
How are you?
All right. How's it going today?
Life is good, man.
All right, great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ricky, who would have thought it 42 years ago that you and I would be sitting here?
Amazing, amazing.
Yes, yes. And so I want to just get our audience to know a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit more about Ricky.
Well, you know, I recently started working for the Army and supporting the soldiers at Belvoir. Mm-hmm. Prior to that, I was supporting the Marines at Quantico. After I retired, my career is really geared toward being, there for the warfighter. So that's why, we chose to stay in this area. It's surrounded by military, and plus I just love Northern Virginia, so it's home for now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so a little bit about Camden, Arkansas, back in 1980.
Yeah, that's home.
Yes.
Yes. I go back every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
I try to go every couple of years, for a family reunion, and just go check on family. I do go through Dallas, unfortunately.
Yes.
But Arkansas is home. I like to brag that Bill Clinton is from Arkansas as well.
Yes.
32 miles from where we live.
Right.
So it's always nice to go back and just reminisce.
Yes, yes. And matter of fact, one of our other schoolmates that actually joined the Army on the same day that I joined is a pastor at AME Church there at Hope.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
awesome.
Yes. I was just back there in January.
Mm-hmm. I know when I joined the Marines, it was 5 of us came in on a buddy plan.
Okay.
I think it was Jeffrey, Richard, Bobby, and Willie Ray.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And that was nice. So it made the transition from going from home, to boot camp in California, and being there with 5 buddies made it a easy transition, and we breezed through that like it wasn't nothing.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And you all, were you all on the football team?
We all were. I think Willie was probably the only one that was not. But
okay.
The rest of us were, yes.
So what you think about the Army guys? What do you think we did?
I think they said you guys had cheerleading uniforms.
Cheerleading. Well, the Army had the buddy program as well.
Oh, okay.
And so 3 of my buddies, 2 others, myself, Reginald, and Wayne.
Okay, I
the 3 of us,
now.
we came in on the buddy program. We
Right.
joined the Army.
I remember.
Yes. I was wondering why things split off there. How did you ended up in the Marines? So it was a buddy thing.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Well, there's not only, we're from the same hometown. Mm-hmm. Basically same school from elementary all the way up.
Right.
And then after high school, we joined the military to serve. And I was trying to get the first train out of Camden. And that's where I ended up. But you chose Marine, I chose Army, but we both chose to serve. Mm-hmm. Yes, and I see that afterwards, Ricky, I didn't know this about you when I was growing up. I didn't know that you wasn't cheering for the Dallas Cowboys, which is only 5.5 miles the other direction over in Dallas.
That is correct.
5 to 6 miles away from Camden. Why would you choose a team other than the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, it was like this. Growing up, I adopted the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
And it wasn't until I moved to the National Capital Region that I adopted the Commanders.
Is that what they call these days?
Yes, that's the new name.
Okay.
But I'm still loyal to the Steelers.
Okay.
Because their defense is what I remember since I played defense as well,
Okay.
and I love the steel curtain.
Okay.
So that's why I chose them over the Cowboys.
Which is the flex.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Okay.
nothing against the Cowboys.
Okay.
They call them America's team. But
That's doodly so.
Yeah.
We earn that.
but I'm really a Washington football team fan.
Okay.
By
Okay.
heart.
Well, I would say I wouldn't hold it against you, but so many things, so it's hard not to hold that one. Okay.
At least I'm not an Eagles fan.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And have you family had a chance to visit here?
Yes, just recently my sister was here last week.
Okay.
She came to spend 4 days with me and enjoyed her. My oldest sister, they've all come, but they tend to rotate. Once, a few years ago, they all came together as a family. We hung out, went up to the monument, saw things up there, George Washington area. So they do get this way quite often, and I likewise like traveling back to Dallas every
Yes.
now and then, Washington State, to visit my
Yes.
other sister.
Okay. That's good you always go through Dallas, though. It's not a problem.
Can't help it.
Yes.
Can't help it.
Yeah.
Kendra was just recently in Dallas. She had a layover from Arizona, and some of her friends forced her to go to the Dallas lounge at the airport.
Okay.
That
Yes.
that really hurt her heart.
She was forced to do that?
She was forced
I
to.
think it was an honor for her to stop. Yeah, yes. And you basically in a competitive environment at home, of course, I always tell that story about Belinda, beating me. So how do you come up with that competitive spirit and keep it in the family?
Well, Belinda is a Marine as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's there by nature.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kids just having two military parents, it's just by, nature that they're competitive. But what we try to do is just stay in good shape. We, exercise regularly, have a home gym. We get out to community gyms as well. Participate in community walks and runs.
Yes.
Ride the bicycle out just to, get in nature. And we invite the kids, when they were younger and even now, if they want to join us.
Yes.
But we extend that to neighbors too.
Yes.
I go and recruit neighbors to go and go for a walk or a bike ride. So we just love doing that. And then of course the annual appreciation weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, we participate in that, in which Belinda tries to always win.
Yes, and she does. I mean, she very good job.
She said she's going to win again this year.
Oh,
but
I
we'll
thought
see.
she was going to take this year off.
No, she's participating.
Oh, come on now. She's supposed to be like recovering or
She
something
is
like that.
recovering.
I mean, why don't
but yeah.
she just take off?
She said she can still beat you in recovery. mode.
Really? No. She's a Marine. Do like the rest of the Marine. Find a place to sit.
I hear
Or roll
you.
around and whatever they do.
That'd be me. Yes.
Yeah, well, we Army, we try to lead the way, in those
okay.
things. Yeah, so I definitely appreciate the competition there.
Not a
So I'll be
problem.
looking forward to her for joining us this year.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
she'll definitely be there.
Yes. And so, Ricky, you're doing a lot. I mean, I understand, of course, you're supposed to be retired.
Semi.
Semi-retired.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you're not retired.
No.
And we'll talk about, a little bit later. We'll meet some of those other veterans, those Conrads in the American Legion. You got to go retired. So you and I just did the first one.
Right.
Yeah, so we got to get to that next one and then to the next one. But you continue to serve. And so you serve on a couple of boards. One is the African newspaper. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the EL Africa magazine is a educational leadership magazine, and it's a bunch of professional individuals who's come together to provide guidance, mentorship for sub-Saharan Africa, and helping those schools in that region thrive and just get a better way of educating the students. It's a worthwhile organization that I was asked to become a board member on, to participate in, and once I read up on it, it's something that I found that educational for one is a good thing, but to be able to come together with other professionals, share their stories, and then try to pass on to others what they know as far as trying to enhance in a program. A lot of people take for granted what we have, but the schools in Africa, may not have a laptop or just one, and the material that they have is outdated. So the organization is a nonprofit in which they're just trying to better equip the schools in Africa to do better.
Okay. And have you had the opportunity to visit?
I have not. The CEO just got back actually from there, and we'll be meeting next month to get her report. But I have not, either in the military or as a port organization. But that's my neighbor across the street is from Ghana.
Okay.
And he just flew out yesterday. And last time he was here, and every time he comes, he invites us to come over. So it's on our list to do. Okay. And so I definitely will.
Okay. Well, I would like to join you if we could.
Oh, dude, that'd be nice.
Yes. The gentleman that my barber, I was just with him yesterday, and he's from Ghana as well. And so a lot of good information. He's doing some great things. He traveled back and forth, and so I would like to put that on my bucket list.
Gotcha. So, we would definitely put it on the calendar. I'm thinking maybe next year.
Okay.
I know the guy, one of my other neighbors down the street was just in Sierra Leone, and he was telling me how great and how nice the people are there. So I'm just looking forward to going and just enjoying it. For what it is, since I've never been.
Okay, sounds good.
We can do that.
Yep, sounds good. I mean, we talked about some other places that we visited. Some we want to go back to, and some not.
Oh,
so
I know.
Let's put that on our list.
Most definitely.
All right. And so, Richard, I want to hold off on talking about this home ownership because you do a lot of things in the community to help homes, help people in homes, the environment, and improving communities, and some of the things that you do for some of the other organizations. And so we'll cover that in a minute.
Okay.
We're about to take a short break, but before we go, I would like to remind you that First Home Alliance is a HUD-approved housing counseling agency serving the National Capital Area. If you are a first-time home buyer or a homeowner in need of mortgage assistance, please visit the HUD website for a housing counseling agency in your area. Of course, I feel like there's a lot of different housing agencies out there. Look for the HUD-approved agency that can serve you and serve the community with a comprehensive housing counseling. We will be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
With First Home Alliance. A little bit about First Home Alliance. We are a HUD-approved housing counseling agency that was established in 2002 by our executive director, Larry Law. He established the nonprofit. He established it because his mother purchased her first home at the age of 65. And everyone was like, how did you do that? Because her income was really low. And so that's how he found out about the USDA program. And so through the USDA program, his mother was able to purchase her first home. It intrigued him to see how he could help individuals basically experience the American dream of home ownership. So he established the nonprofit. Mission is to increase home ownership to low to moderate income families. And so what does First Home Alliance do?
Welcome back. You're watching Rock Your Block. I'm your host, Larry Laws of First Home Alliance. If you're just now tuning in, we're joined today with my hometown friend and comrade, Richard Buffington. Ricky, before the break, we started talking about homeowners and homeowners association. Tell us a little bit about working with the homeowners association.
Yeah, I'm currently a member of Saratoga Hunt Community. It's off of Minnieville. I joined the association, many years ago. Since I've been there, I've always been on the board in some capacity. I've served as either the president or the vice president and just rotating back and forth. I like to be involved. I think that you can't complain if you're not a part of the solution. So to be a part of the solution, I feel I needed to be engaged and on the board. So that's what I did, and I'm still serving right now. I'm the vice president.
Okay.
But what we do is just try to make sure that we do things that are in the best interest of the community and of the homeowners, and that's our goal. You know, we're not self-serving. Right. We have to always put the homeowners first, and in doing that, you know, people actually love to live in our community. You'd be surprised as, you know, when a vacancy come up, they're usually filled pretty quickly.
Yeah, you've always been a person to point out things that if something is out of place or need the correction, you're not one that just walk by and not say anything. So,
that is true.
Yeah, you've always been that way from childhood up, still the same, making the correction and being on the spot and not only just looking at it, but actually doing some things. But going back to your military, did you serve as a drill instructor?
I was a drill instructor, yes. That's something I enjoy doing. You know, oftentimes they say, you know, you work an 8-hour day, but you know, as a drill instructor, you work all day, all night, you know. So, but that was rewarding. I enjoyed that. It prepared me to do other things in life. I just had to remember the transition from that to civilian life. Yes. And for me, it wasn't difficult. Yes. You know, it was easy to take the uniform off. It's easy to take the hat off. But it did prepare me to do the things that I'm doing now. Yes,
and some of those traits that I, you know, going through in the core and everything is talking about I think that you carry very well. One is called TAC, you know, and a lot of civilians may not know, you know, about using TAC.
Right.
And so I think that you do a very good job of that. And the other, I think, in the civilian community and other people that when I talk to and they talk about Ricky, is that you have charisma. You know, yeah, Ricky, yeah, he's really, yeah. So so I appreciate all that work that you're doing out there, and that leading an organization, a homeowners association. I know that sometimes that can be challenging.
Challenging, yes.
Yes, it can be. Yes, and so. This homeownership and having that inbred and actually serving these homeownership associations, I see that both of your, I'm going to call kids, but I mean children.
Young adults.
Yeah, the young adults. Both of those, you know, your son and your daughter both purchased homes early. I mean, before 30 years old.
Oh, yes.
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 And so we just had Kendra phone just a few months ago. She purchased. She's mid-20s. And so, how did you translate that into encouraging them not only just get into home ownership, but financial fitness? I mean, how did you, physical fitness? I knew that you can sit on the outside, but I didn't know both of your children or young adults was financially fit until I had an opportunity to sit down and talk with them.
Well, Kendra by trade is an accountant. She is a CPA. She followed in her mother's footsteps in that, so she has money sense. What we just tried to instill in them both was saving your money. You know, knowing that purchasing a home was a major investment, and so they grew up as saving.
Yes.
You know, they didn't spend. Actually, we didn't even give them allowances.
Right. They earned whatever.
They earned it. You know,
yes.
If they wanted something, they earned it.
Yes.
And so when they started working, you know, it was easy for them to make that transition. We started accounts for them early.
Yes.
I mean, as toddlers,
yes.
putting money into their account. And then as they worked, they put money into the account.
Yes.
And they never withdrew. They just put it in.
Yes.
And so when they got time for them to purchase a home, they had a down payment already in the bank.
Yes.
You know, so that worked out.
Yes. Well, really, you know, we help a lot of first-time home buyers. They come in at different levels of preparedness, and a lot of with First Home Alliance, we help actually people get ready for home ownership. So we have to go through the budgeting process, to, you know, the credit, and then becoming mortgage ready. But I'll say for sure that your two youth, when they came in, they was basically already mortgage ready.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that. You know, of instilling that financial fitness in there. at a young age.
Yeah, like I said, you know, instead of getting an allowance, that allowance went into a bank account.
Yes, yes.
And they appreciate that now, you know, looking back.
Yeah, I remember I was having a conversation with you about one of the other buddies coming in the military, and I was saying, when I'm trying to help my buddies become homeowners, because
Right.
I want everyone to become a homeowner, you know, financially fit. And I was saying, well, I'm not going to help him with that step, even with a VA loan, which I shouldn't have held back like that. I said, I'm not going to help you until you at least put 10 grand in the bank.
Right.
And so when I started talking about one of your children, I was saying, Ricky, you want me to talk to them about homeownership? Do they have 10,000 in the bank? He said, bro, you ain't got to worry about that. Bro, you ain't got to worry about that. That's what you told me. And actually, when I saw the financials I see and the credit, no, I didn't have to worry about that.
they were
had
good.
the basics. Yes, and so that's great. So, so how does it feel to have both children having already started their life in basically an investment or installing a good foundation financially?
It feels good, you know, even you know, having a home and having a financial advisor as well. You know, Kendra has talked to one on how to invest her money, and depending on what age she wants to retire, how she can achieve that. And I think it's important to just set them up with the right people to talk to them, just give them the information. If they use it, fine, and you hope they do, but at least they've been prepared and they know. So they're both on track to do that. I mean, she can pick her retirement age, whatever she wants, or whatever she set it at, and she's working toward that.
Yes.
So I'm happy for both of them.
Well, that's great. I talked to so many youth today, they think something else is controlling them, like there's a system out there that's manipulating them financially.
Right.
And if you want to look at it that way, you could say it's a game. So learn the rules, and then maybe once you learn the rules, then you can actually adjust the system and, if you want to call it, manipulate the system, but set your own goals to reach them.
Yes, sir.
And yes, you do that. And I think a good standard and basic, starting off with your savings, correcting your credit, and not overspending. Live within your means.
Exactly.
Yes, that's great. Yes. So you also serve in this community. You serve on the board with First Home Alliance.
I do.
Yes. And so, what drew you to First Home Alliance?
Well, you know, I believe in what First Home Alliance bring to the table. You know, being there for first-time home buyers, educating them on what all is involved in buying a home. You know, getting your credit right, the steps to being able to put something down if you can, or what's available to you in the credit counseling, of course. So I like being a part of organizations that has a purpose and a good cause. And anytime that you're there to help others, which First Home Alliance is, you know, I want to be a part of that as well. So I enjoy helping others and being a part of the educational process.
Yes, and just one other thing I want to shout out for you, actually serving back to our military community, your service on the American Legion team there, and so I appreciate your service with the American Legion.
Yes,
yes.
Thank you.
And I want to tell you again, thank you for coming in today and letting our audience open the door up. Know that you are human, even though you're a Marine. They are human. You can take the hat off, you take the uniform, and you still function, and you're still doing great in our community. And I appreciate all this work you're doing for the community services, community organizations, and also First Home Alliance.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, thanks for being aboard.
Thank you.
All right. I hope you enjoyed this interview and found Ricky's journey and service to our community and country amazing. For more information about financial literacy and homeownership, visit our website and follow us on social media. Now it's time to check out our inbox and see how we can help rock your block. This is where we share a recent question sent to us from you, our viewing audience, about financial stability and housing. Today's question comes from Dumfries, Virginia. Due to COVID-19, I'm struggling to pay my mortgage. Where do I go for help? If you're struggling to pay your mortgage, help is available. The Virginia Mortgage Relief Program can assist eligible homeowners with homeowner assistance funds up to $40,000 to help homeowners facing housing instability resulting from COVID-19 pandemic. You may be eligible for these funds. There are also funds available for eligible homeowners in Maryland and Washington, D.C. Visit HUD.gov to find a HUD-approved housing counseling agency in your area that can assist in connecting you with these funds and other resources to stabilize your housing situation. I'm Larry Laws of First Home Alliance, and it's been my pleasure sharing with you our mission and highlighting the impact of our services. If you have questions about financial fitness or how we can help make your dream of homeownership a success, send your question to our inbox at help@firsthomealliance.org. Then tune in to our next show to see if your question was selected to be shared with our audience. You can easily get more information about our services by visiting us on the web at firsthomealliance.org. Thank you for watching today's segment of First Home Alliance, and join us next time to rock your block.
Glad to know that, some of this stuff about credit and buying houses is written down somewhere. A lot of the times it's always hearsay, like other friends or family members who have bought houses before, but they can never, tell you legit what you need to get done and do before buying a house.
I definitely think this class should be required for all first home buyers because a lot of times the real estate agent doesn't explain the process to you. So I think this is very important.
It's from the credit up to receiving a loan, and the most important thing is the process that you go through when you're buying the house, and there are a lot of process which you don't have idea about that before you take this class.
Speakers who came up and spoke about each section, they were very knowledgeable in their field, and I felt like it was relatable. They didn't just throw out a whole bunch of terms that went over my head, but they really explained it in a way to where I understood it, and I could even explain it to my children, and it was even easier for me to take home and kind of remember and process and apply to my next steps. The process was amazing.
They start first with the class before even finding a lender or agent. So I did all that and I wasn't able to purchase, and then I was like, oh, you know what, there's a lot of information I'm not aware of. Let me just start from the beginning, to put everything on hold. Start from the beginning.
Piecing the information together, because you've heard things about the loans and about this and about the credit, but this is like a summary, and it just gives a clear flow of where to go with what you have and kind of building up a plan. So that kind of gives me a whole picture of where I needed to go and how to get there.